So I think for a lot of people, and definitely for me when I was younger, the word church represented a building. But the church, isn't a building. The church is a people. It's a people that have gathered and have always been gathered around Jesus.
So many books have been written about the question, what is the church? And I haven't read them all, or many of them. But for me, a church is a community of people who are trying to follow in the footsteps of Jesus. The church is a community of people who are trying to love well, that is, love each other and love God.
I think as a student it's important because it's kept me connected, it's kept me within a community who love and support me.
For me, to be part of a church means to be part of a family. It's all about family.
We began to meet here, to pray here, and to worship here late 2016. As a result of that, the church has grown. Why has the church grown? I think it's the most natural thing in the world for a church to grow. I mean, it's a community of people whose intention is to develop relationships and to worship God and to love one another and to love God, and that has a life to it. And the church has grown, I think, just primarily as people have become attracted to that idea, as they wanted to make connections with God and with each other, make friends. And so people, I think, just have warmed to that, and people have come along. And so we started with about 15 people in our front room, and 2.5 years later, we regularly see about 350 people gather here on a Sunday, and we've outgrown our front room.
So our vision at Trinity is to see the church on fire and the city alive. I didn't grow up in the church, so my family weren't churchgoers, and I became a Christian as a teenager. And I think sometimes my perception of church was that it was, kind of a holy huddle. So you would just get together and go to church on Sundays and pray together, but it didn't really have any effect on the world. At least that was my experience. But the truth is actually the exact opposite, that our faith should have everything to do with how we live in the world. And as part of that, it means that we long to see the city alive, because as we follow Jesus, we realise that Jesus' heart is for the whole world.
Trinity for me is all about gathering people from different backgrounds to learn more about who Jesus is and what he's done for us. I really believe that my friendships have grown, and I've grown deeper in a relationship with Jesus, and I believe that it's unique because I've been able to journey alongside people on a much deeper level. I've learned a lot more about who I am and who I've been called to be. We always have open doors. Whoever you are, no matter your journey, no matter your walk in life, you will be accepted in this place. And my biggest encouragement is to come as you are. I've been encouraged to express myself through music, and that's just been a real gift.
I think as a student you can get lost in the uni experience and feeling like you have to keep up to standards that not everyone wants to keep up with. And I think having a space outside of the university where you can meet with your friends, you can hang out, you can just chat about things, not necessarily faith related, but just generally have a community of people. I think that's been really significant. And Trinity is about family, it's about welcoming people where they're at, and I think the community does that so well, and I think anyone who walks in the doors will understand what it's like to have people come around them and support them.
What's interesting for our church is that in the last 2 years we began this project with this building, which is an auction house, an old auction house, Neil's auction house. It's been a part of the city since the 1840s. It was derelict, it was full of damp and all sorts of other things as well. We've taken it over, and bit by bit we've seen this room, these rooms transformed. And we've seen people fill it, And that's been the story of the last 2 years for us. And I think it's like I guess it's a physical representation of what we believe is just happening at the deepest levels of people and their own lives, that this is a place of transformation. And we've seen, alongside the physical transformation of the building, we've seen the transformation of people's lives. There are countless stories we've already heard of people who come to this place and they're finding hope. On the side of our building, in our car park, we've graffitied the word hope. And if I was going to use one word for what this place is and what we believe any church should be, it's a place of hope. And we believe that all hope flows from who God is. And whether or not you're somebody that knows God, that you can experience that hope for yourself. So that's what we want to be, and that's what we think this place is.